Good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be covering opportunity management. We have recently launched this entire module, and we have onboarded a couple of customers as well. Few of them are Paytm Insurance and Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, and couple more. So in today's webinar, what we will be covering is firstly an overview about what opportunity management module is in Lead Squared, like what we have made, what it is capable of. So first part is that, followed by the kind of problems that will get solved if you get onboarded to opportunity management. Uh, Followed by that, what we will cover is all the features, the powered back features of opportunity management that we call, and how these features fit in your use cases. So we will discuss certain use cases pertaining to your industry. So we will be uh, showing you how opportunity management can help you with certain use cases which you have been asking for a very long time, followed by a sneak peek of opportunity management, how it looks in Lead Squared, what it is like, how is it different from the current version of Lead Squared, and then we will take up certain FAQs, and that's it. So let's get started. Opportunity management helps you capture all the opportunities. So what are opportunities? Opportunity can be as simple as one person buying multiple products from you, and whenever this person comes back again with his inquiry to ask for a different product, that is an opportunity for you to sell something more. So that's what opportunity management helps you do. It helps you to track all your opportunities easily and efficiently in a systematic way, and there are no workarounds. It's as simple as you define your pipelines, you define different types of opportunities, and you get started. Now, what do we mean by pipelines? So let's say in case of insurance industry, how it will be like, you have car insurance, bike insurance, term insurance, and COVID insurance these days. So all different types of insurance will have different kinds of fields, different forms. A person applying for car insurance will be expecting a car insurance form and not a term insurance form. So if you see, the entity itself is very different. That is, the car insurance has to be focused on the car fields. The form has to be derived using the car fields. Similarly, the stages for a car insurance will be very, very different compared to that of a term insurance, followed by the logics that you would like to put in case of finding duplicates, right? So one person inquiring again and again, let's say, for a particular type of insurance. So how do you set up certain logics in order to identify these duplicates, followed by numerous customizations that you can do, starting from the kind of a V-cut that you see on the lead details page. Similarly, you will be able to see opportunity detail on opportunity details page. You will be able to see the V-cut, which is fully customizable. That is what you want to see there. Only those specific fields can be placed, followed by the smart views, the automations, everything. So everything is specific to the pipelines, and you can create n number of pipelines. So if today you start with 2 verticals, tomorrow you want to have another 3 verticals mapped into your account. So the same account can be extended for 3 more different business verticals. That's what we call as pipelines. Coming to what is the duplicate leads problem, this is the major problem that opportunity management solves. So if you see, like, if the same student, I'll just pick up certain examples of use cases that we hear like on a daily basis. So when the same student enrolls for 3 different courses from the same institute, now, should it be taken as only one lead? Should it be taken as 3 leads? What it should be? Ideally, it is more like the student is a contact. So we create a contact in the system, followed by 3 different opportunities. That is, this student was interested in course A, followed by course B and course C. Now, either he can get converted to one particular course, or he can buy all 3 courses, again depending on the business types. So this is one typical example of duplicate leads problem. So when the same person comes again and he applies again and again for different courses, we were lead in Lead Squared, we were not able to map it as uh, different opportunities because the opportunity entity itself was missing. Another use case can be that the same student wants to inquire with three different campuses for the same university. So for example, MNT University has various campuses all over India, even abroad. And a student is interested in computer science engineering course. In this case, he can even apply to Noida campus, he can apply to Bangalore campus, and he can even apply to, let's say, Lucknow campus. Now, if we say every campus has its own admission team, and this admission team's responsibility is to follow up with the student on the inquiry that he has made. So even though the admission will be taken by the student at one particular branch, this student will be approached by various people from the different campuses that he has applied for. Similar is the use case, like I just told, in case of insurance, where we have car insurance, bike insurance, term insurance, and all of this is getting provided by the same provider. So the duplicate leads problem was the system, lead squared system. Before, how we used to handle this was we used to create activities. We used to create one lead. Under lead, we will create different activities. So let's say first time the student has shown interest in course A. So we will go and post an activity saying interest shown in course A, followed by next activity interest shows in course B. Now, what problem we faced in this was ultimately it is altogether a different sales cycle. It is altogether a different opportunity. But for that, there is no holistic view. All three sales rep, when they come to lead details page, what they will see one consolidated view of activity history, wherein lot of conversations are going on with the same person for different courses. And every time, if you have to figure out what did you spoke last with this student, there's no way out. The other way of solving this problem was to remove the uniqueness and let every inquiry be a new inquiry in the system. And later, using automations, figure it out that if it is a duplicate inquiry or it is a unique inquiry. And all this was again done using a labs functionality, which again was a black box. That is, you never had access to that code and you never knew what the code was doing. So all of this problem gets solved with the new opportunity management module. So now if you see over here, the use case that I have taken is very simple, wherein the Eco General Insurance offers different types of insurance. There's car comprehensive insurance, car third party insurance, then there's Ola insurance, followed by bike insurance. Now this guy Raj Sharma, he might be interested for a comprehensive car insurance for his brand new Honda City, followed by, let's say, a third party insurance for his old car, and also he would like to have a Ola insurance for his family members and himself, and even a bike insurance. So if you see, the contact is same, it's the Raj Sharma, but the opportunities that Echo has with Raj Sharma are multiple, and all these opportunities need to be handled by different sales rep. It will not be that the car insurance team is addressing the bike insurance needs of the contact. So all this falls in sync when we get onto opportunity management. Coming to the list of problems that are solved by this particular module. So first, we help you solve the problem of duplicate contacts, leads, or opportunities. Opportunity management ensures that in your account, there'll be no duplicate opportunities whatsoever be. You can design n number of duplicate detection rules. If rule 1 fails, go to rule 2. If rule 2 fails, go to rule 3, and so further, till the time you are satisfied that this is a unique opportunity, the opportunity will never get created in the system. Followed by the next problem that gets solved is initially multiple sales rep were not allowed to work on a single lead. How we used to do that again was using this feature of lead sharing. But now with opportunity management, the moment the opportunity is created and it is assigned to a particular sales rep, automatically the sales rep gets access to the associated contact, and he gets started with this opportunity. So like in previous example, if you see, we have four opportunities with Raj, and there can be altogether four different person working on Raj as a single point of time. So this is again solved with opportunity management. Another thing, that is multiple pipelines using Opportunity types. Now, car insurance, Ola insurance, very different. Even the automations that you will require, even the stages that will be required in case of uh, in case of car insurance versus Ola insurance will be very different. We cannot just put all together in one thing and say we have an opportunity and this opportunity is of type, let's say, Ola insurance, but the stages remains the same for Ola insurance and car insurance. So it has to be segregated. And that's where we have this module which helps you create n number of opportunity types or pipelines. So you will say Raj has an opportunity of type car insurance with Echo, or you will say Raj has opportunity of type Ola insurance with Echo. The next thing is defining separate sales process for each pipeline. Now, those of you who are aware about our automation capabilities, you must be knowing that every time a new lead comes, we can trigger the automation. Or every time a lead is updated, we can trigger the automation. Or new activity done, activity updated, all of that. But when it comes to opportunity, now think about it. There has to be a check. There has to be a check as in what opportunity type it is. So there will be automations which are specific only for Ola insurance. There'll be automations which are very, very specific to car insurance. Like the workflow itself will be different. And that's what opportunity management brings in. It gives you segregation between your automations that will only run for one type of opportunity, and it will never mix. So your motor insurance will never get mixed with your term insurance. So your sales process are clearly defined. Another important thing with opportunity management, it comes with very much ease of implementation. That is absolutely all the accounts in which we have implemented opportunity management, there has been less than 10% of custom work. Like, we do not recommend doing any custom work, and everything has been productized when it comes to opportunity management use cases. Contact accessibility based on product line. So if you want to see which all contacts have purchased a particular product from you and haven't purchased all the other products, so again you can have access to such contacts. You can create lists using our manage list function, and you can start targeting such contacts, that those people who have already bought car insurance but have not but have bike and have not applied for bike insurance, you want to target them. Or there's a discount going on for renewals, you want to just send a campaign for that. Even all those capabilities are there with the opportunity management module. And from long time, people have been requesting for this particular feature wherein they are able to see entire consolidated list of activities and tasks that are getting done on the contact. So let's say one contact has two different opportunities, and there are two different sales reps working on it. Now, what does the activity history of contact will show? It will show a consolidated list wherein you will be able to see that first call that went to the customer was regarding opportunity A, and second call that went was for opportunity B, what was the call recording, and so further. Primarily, all the activities and tasks getting done on opportunities will reflect at the contact level. Also, on contact details page, you will be able to see all the ongoing opportunities. That is, you will be able to see these many opportunities were previously closed, these many are still open. So let's say somebody bought a particular product from you and there is a subscription to it, and the subscription is about to get over. Automatically, the system can generate a renewal type of opportunity for the same contact, and it can be assigned to a sales rep so that the proper follow-up can be done. When the sales rep comes to the contact details page, he will be able to see what was initially purchased and what is this renewal about, what is the amount related to it, and so further. Coming to the power pack features of opportunity management, like I said, we have the capabilities of building multiple pipelines in the system. So as of now, we even have accounts, Prime Branding Services, which is a Amazon account, and they have mapped somewhere close to 12 pipelines. in one single account, that is having 12 different types of services, all having different sales process, different automations, different forms, different fields. So pipelines, you can create n number of pipelines. There is absolutely no restriction. Opportunities can be captured from any and every source. So whether it is social media, whether it is your own website, whether it is any landing pages, anything, we have the capability to capture opportunity from any source. Duplicate detection is the secret sauce of opportunity management. So the way we have designed it in such a way that it is very, very flexible. So whatever you ask, it can be done. You say that next time the opportunity comes, and let's say it's a case of term insurance, you want the duplicate detection rule to be on the date of birth and the name of the person. It can be done. Next, let's say in case this rule fails, let's say date of birth is not mentioned, just the name is there. So the next rule that you can trigger is again something which will ask, which you can set as, just give me, if the name of the person already exists within the same contact, then then it is a duplicate opportunity. Primarily what I mean by this is, rule 1, if it fails, go for rule 2, rule 2 fails, go for rule 3, and you can go on till whatever number you want. So that is what duplicate detection is about. Opportunity distribution is as simple as lead distribution, which we had initially. Again, opportunities can be distributed in round robin. It can be distributed based on various criterias. Let's say for a particular product line, it should be assigned to a particular team. It should be assigned to a particular sales rep. All of that can be done again with the opportunity distribution feature. Even the calling part, the agent pop-up supports if a call comes from a particular customer and there are multiple opportunities with this customer, our agent pop-up will start showing all the opportunities which are there with this customer. All the ongoing ones, all the closed ones, all the lost ones, whatever you wish to see, all will be available. Activity, tasks, and notes could only be added on the lead initially. But now what we have is opportunity, and all these three can be added on opportunity. But all of them will reflect at the lead level as well, which is the contact. So the contact will always give you a holistic view, and the opportunity will have all the information in respect to a particular sales. Moving forward, so coming to some basic features which are expected, which is like import, export, again available, smart views configuration for opportunities, again available, automations with respect to opportunities, forms and processes. Forms, the dynamic forms of Lead Squared now have the capability to have contact fields, opportunity fields, activity fields, task field all together in one single form. You fill one form, the contact will get created, the opportunity will get created, the activity will get created, and also a follow-up task will get created. All of this is possible with dynamic forms and processes. Permission templates for opportunity is again available. So let's say you want to give permission of renewal opportunities only to your renewal team, and you do not want your other teams to have a view of this particular renewal type of opportunities. You can even restrict that. You can even restrict only, let's say, the edit access or the delete access. You can only give the view access. All of this is again pretty much configurable and available in the current version of opportunity management. Portal is again extended for opportunities, that is one contact, multiple opportunities can be done using a portal feature as well. Coming to use cases, so in education, it's pretty straightforward that one student either buys one course or multiple courses. In case he's buying multiple courses, each of it is a unique opportunity with that particular student. Then the other one which we discussed initially, that each of each interest shown by the student into various branches of a particular university can be treated as different opportunities. Another case can be like Poda schools. They have this use case wherein the parent wants the admission of their kids in Poda schools. Now, every kid is a separate admission, and that is the opportunity for Poda schools. So we have this Canadian School of Bahrain. Over there, we had a similar use case, and we implemented opportunity management. So what we did, we had contact entity as parent, And under parent, we had admissions. So under each admissions, we were listing the name of the child, date of birth, the class that he is getting into, and so further. And that's how the entire life cycle for admission was getting mapped. There can be various upsell, cross-sell opportunities also based on the education industry. So let's say when the course is enrolled by a learner, looking at the time spent on the course, another renewal opportunities can get generated, or the system can do some analysis and suggest these are the other two courses which can be sold to this person as a add-on courses. Similarly, the call center rep can pitch for these relevant courses. All of this is again something which is uh, uh, the core use cases of opportunity management and can easily be mapped in the system in like couple of minutes. Finance, so whether it is personal loan, professional loan, business loan, different types of loan, one single contact, again, you can map it very, very easily. Different types of insurances, you can map it very easily. So the pitch again for the call center rep can well be tuned, looking at the historic data, giving all the information in a particular tab, saying these were the particular products which were bought by the customer. This inquiry came for product X, and you need your pitch is this. So all of this is again possible. If you see where opportunity management fits if you are doing upsell, if you are doing cross sell, if you have more than one product to offer to a particular customer, opportunity management fits in, because every time you have to make a sale, it is as simple as a new opportunity. It cannot be treated as the old one. Why? Because if you just put, let's say you sold one particular product and you change the stage to, let's say, customer, next time the same contact comes for a different product, you will not go and change it back to prospect. This time it is altogether a new opportunity, and the life cycle has to start from the beginning. So this is what opportunity management is, and the core use cases can be, again, you want to sell different products. Each of the products have its own life cycle, different field sets, different forms, different sales processes, different teams that will handle different types of products. The activities, tasks, and notes are all supposed to be associated with opportunity rather than contact, and the teams are supposed to work on the opportunity that they are assigned to rather than directly just working on a particular contact. All your automations, all the task creation, task reminders, everything has to be done on the opportunity and not on the contact. So forms and processes use case are again something which is more like, let's say, the CIBIL score activity has to be added to the contact or to the loan opportunity. Again, your choice, however you want to do it, but we have the capability to just add it up on the opportunity level or on the contact level. You want to record payments, you want to have multi-step forms, anything that you want to have, opportunity management is capable of handling. Even in portal, different types of loans like can have different workflow for the same contact. So all of these features are already released and available in the current opportunity beta version. It is not something that it is yet to be built. Everything is available and is getting used by a couple of customers. So we have already got 18 odd customers who are using it, and the feedback is good. So this is what we have for opportunity management. Coming to the sneak peek, like how it actually looks in Lead Squared. So I will just walk you through on that part. What we have done over here is we have added a new tab in our navigation. So this is not an Academy account. Let me just tell you, it's my dummy account, and I've just used it to make it more real. So over here, if you see, we have opportunities tab. In this, we have various options. One is the opportunity types itself. So you can create a number of opportunity types. Over here, I've created one is opportunity, one is renewal opportunity, and upsell opportunity. Let's say all three are getting handled by three different teams. So, and plus they have their different fields and forms. So all of that is again configurable. All you have to do is go here, edit, and it's done. It's as simple as that. Followed by duplicate detection rule. So like I was telling, in duplicate detection, it's very, very easy to just go and set up certain rules. Now, if you see, in case like the example over here, which I have taken, is very simple, where I am considering a opportunity as a duplicate when the inquiry has come from the same phone number, and the goal is nothing but the course name is same as passed in the request, the plan selected by the student is same as passed in the request, and the inquiry is still in open state. So if this particular rule satisfies, that means it's a duplicate opportunity. In case it does not satisfy, what we will do, we have set up another rule, which is rule 2. What we check in this rule is, we check email, we check the same combination with email instead of phone number. And again, we check whether the goal name is same, whether the plan selected is same, and the inquiry is still in open state. That means it's a duplicate one. The third rule can also be added. The third rule can itself be that if just the goal name is same, it's fine, and the status is open, it's fine. Consider it as a duplicate. You can even set up fourth rule or fifth rule. So till the time you are confident that I have covered all the scenarios, and uh, any opportunity coming in has passed all these set of rules, then only it should be considered as a unique opportunity. Now the question comes is, what happens if we find a duplicate? Do we go and update the opportunity? Do we just reject it? What do we do? So we have also left this option for you, however you want to configure. So let's say your use case is, whenever you find a duplicate, you would like to update a counter saying interest shown plus one. So in this case, what we will do is, whenever a duplicate is detected, system will always go and add a activity as duplicate detected, which I will show you in a video a while from now. So once we add that activity, we can trigger automation. In automation, we can define that whenever this activity happens, that is duplicate is detected, go and update the counter to plus one. And so further, primarily you would like to add some kind of activity. You would like to notify the opportunity owner that this person has again inquired. You might even want to update the stage. Even all of that can be done with duplicate detection engine of Lead Square. Permission template is as simple as how it was before. Only difference is we have added the opportunity types. So like I showed you, we had three different types of opportunities: opportunity, renewal opportunity, and upsell opportunity. Considering all three have their separate teams. So for upsell opportunity, the team will have access to only upsell opportunities and not to renewal and other opportunities. In this case, all you can do is you can just go and remove the permissions, and that is it. That means not allowed. You can even do partially allowed, that is, you allow them to have a look. Let's say you have your upsell team and you want them to have a look at least that what were the existing opportunities with the same particular person. So in that case, you can just give the view permissions, and the still the sales rep will be able to see, but will not be able to edit it, will not be able to delete it. So in that case, at least he can tune his sales pitch. Again, depending on your business use case, all this can be configured. Automations are available for opportunities. That is, we have released new triggers and new actions. Now, initially, everything was based on leads, and uh, whenever a new lead comes, your process starts. But now things will be different because the sales process is entirely running on opportunities, and the sales process should start when an opportunity comes in the system. So, whenever a new opportunity comes in the system, or opportunity gets updated in the system, that time the automation should get triggered, or whenever a new activity is done or activity is updated or a task is marked as complete, any of those, all of them are available with opportunity management. Another important point is, let's say the moment opportunity is converted, you would like to create another opportunity after X number of days with the same contact. Even those capabilities are there with opportunity management. So forms and process, like I was telling, is capable of having everything in one single form. The contact fields, the opportunity fields, the activity fields, and the task fields. Everything can be done with one single form, and this form can be shown at various places. Coming to the sales rep side, so this is the side where our users will actually be working. Whatever I discussed till now was more on the lines of setup. But how will the system look like for a particular sales rep when he logins into the Lead Square system? So firstly, I will just cover that opportunity creation can easily be done from any number of sources. We have all the APIs available, we have portal facility available, social media integration, landing pages, importing through CSV, anything and everything. We have the ability to capture your opportunities. Coming to the smart views. So this is how the opportunity management looks like. Let me just directly take you to smart views. So over here, if you see, I have various tabs. Now I have certain, let's say my tasks, I have open opportunities this way. In my tasks, what you can see here is I can see the name of the contact and I can also see the opportunity associated with it, right? If I click on the opportunity associated with it, I will be going to opportunity details page and I will not be going to the contact details page. Now, in all of this list, you can have various types of tabs. So one tab can just show you all the opportunities which are still open. The other tab can show you all the opportunities which have arrived in the system this week. Also, you can primarily you can set up any tab and every tab whatever is your requirement. You want to see what are the opportunities lost this month, what are the opportunities won this month, how many opportunities are expected to close in this month. So all of those data is available. And not only just this part, even if you want to have certain level of information, let's say there is a particular activity called as agreed to pay. Now, agreed to pay activity is done on particular opportunities where the customer has said that yes, I'm willing to pay and I will pay in, let's say, another 2 hours or 3 hours. In that kind of a case, again, you can go and create a tab in Smart Views and you can specify this time that give me only those opportunities where the customer has said that they want to pay in certain period of time. So Smart Views is well versed, like it has all the capabilities to show all different types of opportunities to you, any combination, any condition that you would like to put, and the sales users can directly just focus on these smart views that this is what they need to do, this is where they need to follow, and that is it. It's as simple as that. Now, if you see over here, what we show is a opportunity details page. In the opportunity details page, we have various tabs: activity history, opportunity details, tasks, notes, and so further. What is this guy interested in? Which year he's preparing for? What is the name of the course, and so further. So primarily, all this is an opportunity, and there's somebody who's working on this opportunity. Where is the contact? This is the contact. You click on this and we take you to the contact details page. So I'll be covering that in a while from now. So a little more focus on opportunity details page. What will opportunity details page show? Now, if you see, this is my opportunity details page. So there's an upsell opportunity with Utkarsh Rai for UPSC CSC course. I have all the information. This V card is purely customizable. Whatever fields you want to be visible here can be configured. Whatever contact fields you want to be visible here can be configured. This is the activity history. Primarily anything that is done against this particular opportunity will be recorded at the activity history. So if you see from the starting how this particular opportunity was captured and what is the current ongoing interaction with respect to this particular opportunity, it can be shown in activity history. All the details related to, let's say, what courses he has opted for, what are the tasks, what are the notes taken in with respect to this particular opportunity, all of that are made available on this page. Now, if we want to add another task, it can be done manually, it can be done with automation, it can be uh, it can even be generated as an outcome of filling a form. Like I said, that we can fill forms, and based on the form we can generate a task if the form contains the task fields. So all of that is again possible on this particular page. So if you see what's happening here differently is the sales is happening against a particular opportunity and not against a contact. Even all the activities which are getting added, all the tasks that are getting added, the notes, everything is in respect to a particular opportunity. Coming to contact details page, we discussed everything about opportunity. Now, how does the current contact details page looks like? So if we go there, it is still the composition is still the same. It's just that now it shows a consolidated view. So let's say there was a particular opportunity that got added with this particular contact. The activity history will show that at this point of time, this activity was added. Also, all the activities done on a particular opportunity will also be shown over here. So if you say Ishang Ahuja opportunity and there was an activity done on it that is agreed to paid. So you know this agreed to paid is against this particular opportunity. There's an abandoned cart activity against this particular opportunity. And you are always able to see a consolidated view on the contact. Another thing that I told you initially was about this duplicate detected. So let's say this particular contact is very much interested in particular course and he has inquired one time, two times, three times, right? In that case, it is very important that the system should tell you that how many times this person has done this inquiry, right? And that's where any of your duplicate detection rules triggers and it tells that this is a duplicate. The system will come and add an activity over here. Now this activity will contain the entire data which was passed in the request. What were the contact fields which were passed? What were the opportunity fields which were passed? And which rule actually identified this particular opportunity as a duplicate. So you will get all those information from here. Now let's say, based on this particular information which was passed in the request, you would like to update certain informations. Now, if you want to update certain information, we can set up the automations. The automations can take value from here and then go and update the value in uh, the current original opportunity. So every time an opportunity is captured from APIs or from various other places, it will be shown against the contact in the opportunity details or opportunities tab. Now over here, if you see what I can see that this guy has shown interest into various courses and there are various ongoing opportunities with him. There's one opportunity which was won. This was the deal size. This was lost. And even you can even customize these columns which are listed over here and see a holistic view what kind of a relationship this guy has. Another important thing that you can do is you can derive lifetime value of the customer because now you have all the information available with you in the system. So every time, let's say, a opportunity is converted, all you have to do is just use automation to roll up, let's say, your deal size at a lead level field, and it is done. So you will see the sum, the lifetime value of this customer on the contact details page. You can set up a number of counters also, the number of course bought, the number of courses that he has shown interest in, the number of courses that were lost or the opportunities which were lost. All of that is possible. You can easily go and add an opportunity from contact details page itself. You are speaking to the customer, you get to know that this guy is interested in product X as well. It's very simple. Go and add an opportunity then and there. The tasks also show a holistic view. It is more like what are the tasks which are there for upsell opportunity, what are the tasks pending for, let's say, some other kind of opportunity. All of that is again segregated and shown on the task tab, followed by all the all the processes. So if I go and mark any of these tasks as complete, what will actually happen is my form will open and I can capture anything with respect to my opportunity. I can capture anything with respect to the contact, or regarding to the next follow-up, or regarding to adding an activity. So this is about it. This is what contact details page will look like and how it will function. So primarily the focus over here is that the contact level page will always show you the consolidated list of activities and tasks that are done on the opportunity on the contact, which again is derived from all the activities and tasks done on the opportunity. Other thing, it will always show you what was the duplicate opportunity, where when it was captured as a duplicate, and whatever action you want to take can be again be configured in the system. All the tasks, all the notes, everything will roll up at the contact level for looking at all the activities, tasks, and notes on the opportunity levels. Coming to the FAQs part, so is opportunity management a license feature? It is not. But will it be available in your current account? The answer is no. Why? Because there are a lot of technical changes that we have done, and the entire architecture itself is very, very different than the current version of Lead Squared. So it cannot be enabled in an existing account. It has to be enabled in a new account. But again, is it licensed? No. Is there any additional cost to it? The answer is no. So will it come by default in all new accounts? So in case you are planning to have another account with Lead Squared to map any of your other business vertical, the answer is you can get it enabled for now. Like you have to give an explicit request and we will go and enable it. But in near future, once the opportunity is out of its beta phase, once we have completed close to 50 odd onboardings, the opportunity will be out of its beta phase, and then it will be available by default in all the new accounts that we will be shipping. Another thing is how many pipelines or opportunity types can be created in a tenant? N number. There is absolutely no restriction in the number of opportunity types that you would like to create. So it is solely up to you. You want to have one, you can have one. You want to have 10, you can do that. There's no problem. The maximum that so far that a particular customer is using is 12. And because they have 12 different teams and 12 different sales processes, only way that you should look at different pipelines is through the lens of how many different teams you have, how many different sales processes you have. So depending on that, you should choose the number of pipelines that you would like to map in your account. Is opportunity management available for B2B customers? The current version of opportunity management does not cater to the use cases of B2B customers, but it there can be a workaround which can be done, and we can just do it, but again might not be very scalable. It will be just like okay, but for B2C customers it is a very power packed featured product, and it solves any and every use case that you have in respect to B2C. So the current opportunity management that is built was in regards to the B2C customers use cases. Okay, so this question is important, which is the fifth question: how to migrate existing tenants on opportunity management. So you already have an account with Lead Squared, and let's say you want to get onboarded to opportunity management. How do you do that? So first step first, all you have to do is reach out to your account manager, and he will help you out. Like I said, it cannot be enabled in the older accounts because of the architecture difference. And once we have that, uh, the different, so primarily the technology itself is so different that even if we want to extend the support for existing accounts, it is not possible. Hence, what we have to do is we have to take another account and clone that account from your existing account, and then get opportunity management enabled in it. So, will there be a costing related to that? The costing will not be for the new account, because ideally we are just shifting you from account A to account B. But in case there is an involvement of a team to set up your new account, yes, there will be some commercials, and your account manager can help you with that. So that's all that I have for today's session. Another very important thing that I would like to highlight here is opportunity management is available on mobile as well, and we will be having a different webinar for mobile side of opportunity management very soon. So in the next webinar we'll be covering everything about how can a field sales reps can use opportunity management and cater to different types of use cases in their everyday life that they encounter. So we will be covering that in the next webinar. And in case you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your account managers, and we will again, just look into it. I will speak to you personally on it, and we will get you onboarded in case you are interested in coming on to opportunity management. So that's about it. And thank you everyone for joining today's session.